This is the Voice of Vietnam.
This is the Voice of Vietnam, broadcasting from Hanoi, capital of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam.
Hello and welcome to the Voice of Vietnam. I'm Hồng Phương. In today's program, after the news, we'll give you an update on Vietnam's seas and islands. Next Saturday report will tell an inspiring story of teacher Phan Thi Do Nguyen who turns her English lessons into real-world experiences. And finally, VOV's weekend music session will feature Châu Văn, a traditional art form originated in Vietnam's northern delta region. But first, here's the news.
In the news headlines, nomination of innovative thinkers are prioritized ahead of the 2026 election.
Vietnam will allocate $3.7 billion for science and technology this year.
Vietnamese films will be screened in Paris.
And UN Human Rights Council investigated reported mass killings in Sudan. Now for the news in detail.
The National Election Council on Saturday held a conference on the election of deputies to the 16 National Assembly and People's Councils at all levels for 2026 31 term. Attending the event were Party General Secretary To Lâm, President Lương Cường, and permanent member of the Party Secretariat, Chân. In his opening remarks, National Assembly Chairman Thành, who heads the National Election Council, said the election date March 15, 2026 is 2 months earlier than in previous elections. The election process duration from submitting candidacy doses to the election day has been shortened from 70 days to 42 days. The timelines for consultation, announcement of the list of candidates, and settlement of complaints and denunciations have been adjusted accordingly, ensuring consistency and suitability to reality, Chairman Mẫn said.
Mỗi kỳ bầu cử đều có những bối cảnh mới, những thuận lợi, những khó
Each
khăn
election
riêng.
has its own new context, advantages and difficulties, and new situations may arise. But there are high political determination and close leadership and direction from the Party Central Committee, the Politburo, the Secretariat, and directly from General Secretary To Lâm. Preparations matter most to the election victory.
In his address, Party General Secretary To Lâm stressed the need to nominate candidates who are truly outstanding in terms of qualities and capabilities.
Chúng ta cần ưu tiên giới thiệu những người có tư duy đổi mới, dám nghĩ, dám nói.
We need to prioritize introducing individuals with innovative thinking, who dare to think, speak out, act, and take responsibility, who have the vision and capacity to participate in policy making for local and national development in the new period. We need to carefully screen and resolutely eliminate from the beginning those who show signs of political opportunism, power ambition, conservatism, factionalism, localism, and regionalism.
General Secretary Lâm requested that the consultation, selection, and introduction of candidates be well organized, promoting the people's mastery throughout the election process. Vietnam will allocate around $3.7 billion from the 2026 budget for the development of science, technology, innovation, digital transformation, and Project 6, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính announced on Saturday. Concluding the fifth meeting of the Government Steering Committee for these missions in Hanoi, Prime Minister Chính emphasized that the development of science and technology must be rapid and robust, yet sustainable, extensive, and secure. Vietnam has made notable strides in science and technology and innovation. It maintained its ranking of 44th out of 139 countries on this year's Global Innovation Index. Vietnam is among the world's top 30 nations with the fastest internet speed and its 5G coverage reaching 39% of population. At the meeting, Prime Minister Chính stressed the need to complete databases this year, refine institutions toward transparency, facilitation and development.
Đặc biệt là cái việc xây dựng cơ sở dữ liệu
Above all, we must build databases for ministries, sectors, and localities. Each entity must take the initiative in completing its own database. Only then can the entire country have unified data. We must be determined and cannot wait any longer.
The Vietnam Online Shopping Day Online Friday 2025 was launched in Hanoi on Friday. As Vietnam's largest annual online shopping event, it promotes smart, responsible, and sustainable consumption while boosting Vietnam's digital economy. Lại Việt Anh is Deputy Director of the E-commerce and Digital Economy Agency at the Ministry of Industry and Trade, the event's organizer. She said this year's event aims to offer consumers a safe shopping experience, satisfaction with quality products, and ultimately joy through engaging technology platforms and digital solutions. A major showcase of Vietnamese cinema will take place for the first time at the historic Le Grand Rex Theatre in Paris, running from December 5th to 12th. The event titled Vietnam Cinema Journey Applied marks the opening chapter of the cultural program Symphony of Love. Nguyen is president of AVSE Global, the event's organizer.
We chose these films because we want international audiences to see a Vietnam that is lively, deeply human, and proud of its identity. Along the way, our film industry has grown, reached important milestones, and earned international recognition. What we hope to show is a country that is creative, peace-loving, and ready to connect with the world through culture and the arts.
French director Florian Dupont said.
Je pense que le cinéma vietnamien est intéressant.
I find Vietnamese cinema fascinating. A festival like this helps viewers discover it in a much deeper way. Film has the power to make a culture or point of view easier to grasp for people who may be unfamiliar with it, through images, sound, and emotion. That's something very valuable.
The program features 17 titles spanning feature films, documentaries, and shorts, offering a broad look at 5 decades of Vietnamese filmmaking from 1975 to 2025.
And now for some more news. Members of the UN Human Rights Council on Friday adopted a resolution for an independent fact-finding mission to investigate reported mass killings in an al-Fashir city, Sudan. At a special session of the Council in Geneva on the situation in Sudan, the text passed without a vote, a strong sign of international support. The fact-finding mission will also seek to identify the perpetrators of violations allegedly committed by the Rapid Support Forces and their allies in al-Fashir. At the meeting, UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk called for international action against individuals and companies fueling and profiting from the war in Sudan, and gave a stark warning about surging violence in the central Sudanese region of Kordofan, with bombardments, blockades, and people forced from their homes. Conflicts broke out in Sudan since April 2023 and has to date killed dozens of thousands of civilians, forced nearly 12 million people to leave their homes, and making it the worst refugee and poverty crisis in the world. The Palestinian Authority on Friday welcomed a joint statement led by the United States that said President Donald Trump's 20-point plan to end the Gaza conflict provides a path toward Palestinian statehood. Quote, the state of Palestine reaffirms its readiness to assume its full responsibilities in the Gaza Strip within the framework of unity of the land, people, and institutions, which considers the Strip an integral part of the state of Palestine, unquote, the PA said in a statement. The joint statement was issued by the U.S., Qatar, Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, Pakistan, Jordan, and Turkey. It voiced support for a Washington-sponsored UN Security Council resolution to establish an international stabilization force in Gaza and underscored that the plan opens a pathway to statehood.
Now to end the news, a recap of the top stories. Nomination of innovative thinkers are prioritized ahead of 2026 election. Vietnam will allocate $3.7 billion for science and technology this year. Vietnamese films will be screened in Paris. And UN Human Rights Council investigates reported mass killings in Sudan. That's the news.
And now it's time for our Sea and Island News Roundup. Localities across Vietnam are ramping up their policy and technological measures in response to the national months for combating illegal, unreported, and unregulated or IUU fishing to get the European Commission's yellow card warning lifted. Following the recent administrative merger, Vĩnh Long Province now has 4,600 fishing vessels, one of the largest fleets in the Mekong Delta. 99% of vessels measuring 15 meters or longer are now using vessel monitoring systems or VMS to ensure traceability and voyage tracking. Đặng Hoàng Tân, Deputy Secretary of the Party Committee of Tân Thủy Commune, home to Vĩnh Long's largest fishing fleet, said,
Communication and awareness campaigns have been implemented. High-risk vessels are now compliant, and even fishermen who were once hesitant have fully observed the regulations.
In Quảng Ninh, authorities have conducted a comprehensive review of all fishing vessel registrations, licenses, and inspections. They're updating owner data in the National Fisheries Database, or VN Fishbase, and rolling out the Electronic Catch Documentation and Traceability System, or ECDT. Every week, lists of high-risk and VMS disconnected vessels are sent to border guard units and related agencies for intervention. In Thanh Hóa, the Provincial Border Guard Command has redeployed officers from mountain outposts to coastal stations and established mobile inspection teams to strengthen oversight while maintaining smooth operations for fishermen. Widespread IUU awareness campaigns are being conducted with vessel owners, captains, and crews to ensure full compliance. The Coast Guard Region 3 Command on Thursday held a mock trial and legal seminar in Ho Chi Minh City's Vũng Tàu Ward and Long Hai Commune, two key localities for fishing vessels. Information was disseminated to vessel owners and fishermen to help them understand the legal consequences of illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. Political Commissar Colonel Lê Văn Tú said that this activity is part of a peak IUU fishing crackdown in 6 provinces and cities, combined with intensified patrol and inspection at sea. Through mock trials, the Coast Guard Region 3 Command has incorporated real-life details and incidents for education and deterrence purposes, showing the consequences that fishermen will have to bear if they violate the law. The Coast Guard Region 4 Command hosted a communication session Thursday on preventing IUU fishing. Officers provided fishing ports, boat landings, and fishing vessels with QR codes, which will allow fishermen to quickly get important legal information from their smartphones, a sort of digital IUU handbook. And now let's see what we have today in our Saturday report. Phan Thị Đỗ Uyên, a teacher from Dom Nai Province, has been honored as a National Outstanding Teacher of 2024 for transforming English lessons into hands-on, real-world experiences for her students. Constantly researching and applying new teaching methods, she has inspired innovation, creativity, and a deep passion for education among both colleagues and students.
Or also Instagram, and these are something about me and my social media.
In the lively atmosphere of an English class at Nguyen Bình Khiêm Secondary School, the sound of students and their teacher eagerly discussing and practicing fills the room. For Miss Phan Thị Đỗ Uyên, the greatest reward comes from seeing the excitement and concentration in her students' eyes. Starting her teaching career in 2004 at Thống Nhất A Primary School, then at Tân Phong Secondary School, and now at Nguyen Bình Khiêm Secondary School, Ms. Nguyen has never stopped learning, innovating, and dedicating herself to her profession. As early as 2011, when many teachers were still unfamiliar with digital tools, she began experimenting with technology to improve classroom engagement and management. Today, having mastered applications such as PowerPoint, Canva, and quizzes, she turns English lessons into exciting interactive experiences. Her pioneering work has been recognized as an innovative model for using digital tools to help students practice both at school and at home. To help students adapt to these new methods, Ms. Nguyen said she provides detailed guidance and ensures that they always feel comfortable, never pressured.
Ví dụ như là bạn cần chuẩn bị làm cái gì, rồi nộp bài lên như thế nào.
For example, I guide students on how to prepare assignments, upload them online, and post them on websites. If they need help, they can call me directly. I encourage them by giving bonus points for submissions, but it's optional.
To spark students' curiosity and self-motivation, Ms. Nguyen assigns projects where they record videos speaking English at tourist attractions, markets, and historical sites. Thanks to this approach, her classes have become favorites of the students. Trần Nguyễn Nhã Trúc and Trần Minh Khang, two students at Nguyễn Bình Khiêm School, shared their thoughts.
Cái cách cô truyền đạt kiến thức theo một cái cách rất là dễ hiểu. Cái điều đó thì làm tụi con.
The way she explains is easy to understand, so we grasp the lessons very well. She doesn't teach rigidly but connects lessons with real-life situation. Her classes are always fun and relaxing.
Nói chung thì cô dạy thì con thấy rất là vui, cô rất là hoạt bát và rất là thoải mái.
Her lessons are enjoyable and she's friendly and humorous. The class is always full of energy and we all work together with her. She makes learning English easy to understand.
Ms. Nguyen has taken students on field trips, conducted interviews, and created bilingual media projects to introduce their hometown to international friends. The projects Đồng Nai My Pride and Đồng Nai Our Community have been well received by the public. Ms. Nguyen has received dozens of awards at school, city, provincial, and national level, including 4 certificates of merit from the Ministry of Education and Training and 4 from the Đồng Nai People's Committee, and recognition as an outstanding teacher following President Ho Chi Minh's moral example from 2016 to 2025. In the 2024 to 2025 school year, she was named one of her school's exemplary individuals.
I believe teachers must lead by example. When students see their teachers actively participating in movements and competition, they feel inspired and strive harder out of admiration and love.
Vice Principal Trần Anh Vũ of Nguyễn Bình Khiêm Secondary School said,
Ms. Nguyen is a role model, inspiring young teachers to be more confident in following President Ho Chi Minh's example.
Teacher Phan Thị Đỗ Uyên is spreading the spirit of learning, not just through words, but through action, in every lesson and every class. And finally, VOV's weekend music session will feature Chầu Văn, a traditional art form originated in Vietnam's Northern Delta region. For millennia, music has been an inseparable part of Vietnamese people's life. From region to region, each genre reflects the land, the people, and their way of life. In today's show, we'll explore Chầu Văn, or Vietnamese ritual singing. This is a traditional art form originated in Vietnam's Northern Delta region. This highly rhythmic style of singing is often performed during mediumship rituals, honoring the mother goddess or connecting with other genies. Now let's begin with a song that captures the rustic charm of the people and landscapes of the Vietnamese countryside. Its lyrics are from a poem of the same name by Nguyễn Bính. The poem's vivid imagery of rural life, tradition and change, identity and roots aligns with Chầu Văn themes of connecting to cultural memory and deep folk heritage. And here's meritorious artist Phương Mây singing Chân quê, literally translated as truly rustic.
Hôm qua em đi tình ý về, đợi em ở mãi con đê
quân lính rộn ràng hỉ, áo cài quý bấm em làm khổ tôi. Nào đâu cái yếm lụa rồi cái dây lưng đuôi nhuộm hồi sáng xuân nào đâu. Cái áo tứ thân nào đâu cái áo tứ thân cái khăn bỏ qua cái quần nai đen nói ra sợ mất lòng em nói ra sợ mất lòng em van em hãy giữ nguyên quê mùa như hôm em đi lễ chùa. Như hôm em đi lễ chùa cứ ăn mặc thế cho vừa lòng anh. Hoa chanh nở giữa vườn đi chanh. Hoa chanh nở giữa vườn chanh thầy u mình với chúng mình chân quê hôm qua em đi tình về. Hôm qua em đi tình về hương đồng gió nổi bay đi ít nhiều em ơi giữ lấy chân quê.
And now we'll conclude our show with a song about the genie of the mountains, often performed during Hodum or mediumship. The song features the natural beauty of mountains, forests, and streams, performed by meritorious artist Xuân Hình, one of the most iconic renditions of the Chilvan tradition, bringing spiritual music to a wide audience through its masterful storytelling and expressive stage presence.
Thiên thai là cành bông lai, con tấu cô đôi thượng đại tai hai hoa. Cô hầu vua, cô hầu mẫu tam tòa. Vua hầu mẫu tam tòa, tiếng vang lừng lẫy vua bà yêu thương cô về đồng, điểm phấn soi gương đi về đông điểm phân soi gương lược ngà trái chuốt căn vành nhà dây cô vẫn đậu dòng trời quan sở tân lâu sẽ giá lên châu thường để vua cha đệ tử cô vô số hằng hà ban tài tiếp lộc gần xa cho đồng
Dạ con tấu lạy cô ạ. Cô đẹp nhất tòa nhất đồng. Dạ đúng là công chúa Sơn Tinh ạ. Dạ tấu lạy cô mà thương thì không muốn làm nghề thường cũng khó đấy ạ.
Nàng ái bốn dòng sơn trang tính cô ngay măng trúc măng răng măng tre măng nứa cơm làm trà đồi tính hay sim ngái đi tìm ý kia là phần hồng soi sáng chim én bay rộn ràng nhạc rừng trong nắng mai dốc cao sương mờ kia là con suối uốn quanh lướt qua chân đèo ngàn hoa thắm tươi nhạc rừng trong nắng mai hát khúc ca mừng vui tinh tang tinh tay múa môi ngàn đồi hoa
That was meritorious artist Xuân Hinh performing a song about the genie of the mountains in Chauvan ritual singing. Thank you for joining in our program today on The Voice of Vietnam. I'm Hồng Phương and see you next time.